All right, so let's try 26 out of 2.3. So we have a museum that charges $40 for a group of 10 or fewer people, right? Okay, so $40. 10 is what? What's my variable I should be?
Or fewer.
People, right?
Yeah.
So 10 or fewer people is what? 10 is...
P is less than or equal to 10.
Good. So 10 is bigger than or equal to P, or P is smaller than or equal to 10, right? Either way. Okay, so that's our 10 or fewer people. A group of more than 10 people must, in addition to the $40, okay, so they already have to pay the $40, and $2 per person for the number of people above 10. Okay, so out of that I got $2 and something goes there.
For every p minus greater than 10.
Okay, and this is happening for P bigger than or equal to 10?
No, not equal to.
Not equal, just P bigger than 10.
Yeah.
And this is, in here is, what was that? That was $2 per person for the number of people above 10. So how many people more than 10 do they have? Good, they have the amount of people they have minus 10. You guys see that? Okay. Oh, good, and then they give me an example. So for example, a group of 12 pays $44. Does that work in here? If I put 12 in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do 12 minus 10 is 2, times 2 is 4, plus 40, check. Okay, good. All right, draw a graph that represents this situation. Oh, sorry. I didn't read one more thing here. The maximum group size is 50. Okay, so everything that's going on here, P has to be smaller than or equal to 50, or 50 allowed?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when they're saying the maximum group size is 50,
Okay, so
right?
yeah.
They're saying 50 is allowed. So I need a graph that represents this situation, and then I need a domain and a range.
Couldn't you also just combine those two inequalities for the second row and P of 50?
Good. Perfect. I should probably put this in here. So I could just say this.
Yeah.
Okay, good, cool. This guy? Do I have any concerns about the limitation on P there? P is smaller than 10?
You can't have no negative.
Yeah, I probably am not allowed to bring negative people to the museum.
Oh, yeah, greater.
Oh, do you have to write that? Even
This is a
though it's
little
kind
bit confusing, actually, right? Does 0
Yeah.
people count as a group?
No, only because that's kind of intuitive.
Does
So
one
do you
person
have to?
count as
I mean,
group?
I guess you do have to write that.
True.
So the reason I'm writing this is because they're asking me this question about domains, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to, I think, answer part of B, right? So I don't have this picture yet, but the domain at least is what? 1 to 50? And why am I writing this way instead of the other way? Sure. That's sloppy there.
It's in between numbers.
Good, because this is a list of the acceptable numbers, right? 2.5 people is not a reasonable group size, right? When you bring 2.5 people to the museum, they don't let you in, everybody runs. Cool? So there's your domain. The range we'll have to maybe figure out from the picture, or we could maybe reason through. Let's try to reason through it. What's the range?
40, 42, all the way up into, I think it caps out at 80.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
So, right, $40 is an output that can happen. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
It happens every time I'm between 0 and 10 for P. Okay, so that's 40. Then 42 can happen. When does 42 happen?
11.
11 people. And then I go up by 2s for a while, right? So I'm going to go 40, 44, 46, and continue And then where does this cap off?
Is it 120?
50 minus 10.
Yeah, this caps off at 50 people, right?
Yeah.
So 50 minus 10 is
40.
40 times 2 is
80.
80
Plus 40.
plus the 40 gets you 120. You guys see that?
You can't write domains and ranges as like inequalities.
Yeah, I probably don't want to in this case because $41 isn't an amount I can pay. You guys see that? So it should be a list here. And I sort of lied when I wrote these down. You guys see how I lied
You
here?
still have like 1.5 in there.
Yeah, this thing allows 1.5. This thing doesn't. Really, this was me shorthanding a problem out. And in my head, I had P is people, right?
Yeah.
So half person isn't going to be allowed.
So would you have to
Yes,
put a
okay.
list up there to be 100% correct too, or?
Yeah, so to be 100% correct, I would probably add this little addendum. P is an integer. Or P is a natural number, maybe even would be better. If I put P as a natural number, then I don't need to include this bigger than or 0.
Okay.
Or bigger than 0. You guys see that?
Yeah.
All right, you want to try a graph of this thing?
Yes.
Okay, a graph of this thing's going to be a little bit messy. Let's throw some of this up here. I'm going to dump my restrictions for a moment. So I'm trusting you guys to remember the restrictions.
Wait, what were they?
10's bigger than P, and P is smaller than 50 and bigger than, oops, strictly bigger than 10. Okay, so what should this function do for a while?
Stay flat.
Yeah, so really I would like to do this, right? I'd like to say, okay, this happens at 10, and this is 40. What have I screwed up on this? Yeah, I just included all the real numbers between 0 and 10, right? Crap.
Like, you have to go like over 1.
Over 1, up to 40. Over 2, up to 40. Dots, dots, dots. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good point, kid. This is shitty. And then after 10, at 11, what do I have to do?
Over 1 by 2.
I have to go up a little bit to 42. And then up a little bit. 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 Oh my god. How many of those dots do I need?
120.
Yeah.
I need to get to 120. So dots wise, I need to go from 1 to 50.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need 40 of these, and I've got 8.
So much fun.
So I'll let you guys finish that off.
Yep, that's good.
So I shorthand to do that?
Not really.
Just put a dot
They
dot
really
dot.
make you do that.
Yeah, so you can sort of do one of these things where you sort of tear your graph and then continue and just assume that's a dot, dot, dot. I would be a little careful with that. That's not standard notation at all. You guys cool with this?
Yeah.
It would be much better for me to draw this graph with a line and then say, yeah, and also the domain and range should be restricted. So it looks like this, but yeah.
You can scale the X and
Yeah, but I have
You
dots
could
in between
rescale.
each one, right? So I still need 40 dots in there. You guys cool with this? Questions on this? Making that graph is a pain in the ass.